you ever feel like just ejecting out of your vehicle, stopping midair to take in some sights, and then ground pounding some baddies with a stellar superhero landing? Well, if you do, then Rage 2 just might be the game for you. What up gamers, I'm Sir Mav, and today it's time for another iGame review. Sorry I'm late on this, sometimes life just gets in the way, but this video is out now, so here are the top 5 things I love about Rage 2. Rage 2 is beyond the essence of what I love to see in a video game. Pure adrenaline-fueled chaos with the backing of a beautiful open-world gameplay and having the choice of playing the game how you want to play it. Backed by Bethesda, id Software and Avalanche Studios have really outdone themselves with this new sequel within the Rage franchise, and I hope it doesn't stop here. Think of Rage 2 as Doom and Mad Max having a baby, and when it was born, punk metal was blasting from the speakers and pink and blue smoke flooded the room. That's Rage 2. Taking place almost 30 years after the original Rage title, Rage 2 sets foot in the same wasteland as the original title that came out back in 2011, but with a few changes. The thought-to-be diminished authority is back in action, rebellious factions are scattered across the land causing chaos and mayhem, and you, Walker, the last remaining ranger of this hellhole, must work to restore order back to the wasteland. Although the story is short, and it is short, the gameplay itself is enough to get my adrenaline pumping, or it could just be the music. But if you're a gamer that loves story and getting pulled into the characters, this might not be the game for you. But if you're a fan of chaotic carnage, Doom-like shooting action, and hard-hitting heavy rock, then this might be your title. So let's get into the top 5 things I love about Rage 2. First off, the world is stellar. If you ever played the original Rage with all of its brownness and gloomy textures, then this is a major upgrade from the original title. From the original barren wasteland through the flooded marsh and into dense, desolate forests, Rage 2 definitely offers up some unique environments to explore with a plethora of unique vehicles to boot. But you're not going to want to leave your main vehicle, the Phoenix. She's got sass.
Oh, is it playtime again, Walker?
Although in the beginning it feels like forever to get to some places, you'll quickly learn how to maneuver about your surroundings whether by land or by air in the Icarus once it's unlocked. But what's even more stunning is the way the world changes through each time cycle. The shadows bring on a unique aesthetic to the world for each passing hour. Color palettes change with the rise of the sun or moon, well, what's left of it anyway, and although the world is quite vast, there's always something going on around you. Whether it's a faction war going on down the side streets, racers passing, speeding by as they look to claim their prize, or a random convoy that needs to be taken down, the world is filled with action every step of the way. And if you don't visit one of the cities or destroy one of those said convoys by night, then you're not doing these graphics justice. Speaking of graphics, this leads us into number 2. The world would not be what it is without the stellar graphics this game displays. On the screen now you'll see the minimum and recommended settings you'll need to display the game properly on PC, and then you'll see the recommended versus what I'm currently running. Thanks to my equipment I can run clean and cool on full ultra settings and truly take in every explosion, every takedown, and visually see every stunning aspect this game has to offer. And that's truly saying something, as Rage 2 is chock full of eviscerating elements that could easily tear at frames and deplete the visually stunning world. With the amount of explosions you will encounter and the multitude of dropkicks, uppercuts, and facepalms you will implement in the carnival of carnage that is the wasteland, Rage 2's engine doesn't bat an eye. Given that the developers wanted to create the ultimate open world experience alongside the combat elements, Rage 2 utilizes Avalanche Studios' well-known Apex open world engine to complete the task. Now, I've heard of PS4 players and reviewers having some issues, but in my entire experience, the only issues I ever encountered during my 30+ hours in Rage 2 was a few dialogue pieces missing while speaking with a couple NPCs through the story. I believe one of them even came up during my first hour of gameplay, through which you can find in the card at the end of this video. All in all though, this engine truly optimizes the experience without any graphical tears or random shutdowns, but what sets this forward even more is the fact that you can freeze frame any moment within the game. That's right, the team of developers placed in a photo mode so that you could capture any moment at any time of day. Which is a funny thing too, because you can actually change the time of day through photo mode and it'll restart the cycle to the time of your choosing. So you could actually stay in daytime all the time if you chose to. Of course, I don't know why you would want to, as nighttime in neon is absolutely stunning within this game. It's just truly amazing the moments you can capture from multiple perspectives with different tools at your disposal. You can even add in fun sticker overlays to your shot if you so choose to. Truly a wallpaper creator's dream right here within this mode. Of course, if I had to nitpick on one detail, it would be that I wish our hero Walker didn't disappear from the shots once we entered into photo mode. I mean, how awesome would it be to capture that split-second moment where Walker is high up in the air just waiting to go into a mutant-bashing rampage as you initiate a slam on your enemies? Or that split-second dropkick to the face as you send one of those goons flying over a rail. Now that would have been a photo mode of true perfection. Regardless, it's still amazing that we can capture this photogenic world in all of its essence within any given time. But having a beautiful world to play in is nothing without meaty gunplay and mutant bashing abilities at your disposal, including by far the best shotgun I've ever fired within a video game. Now, as I stated before, you're going to see a lot of core elements and similarities between Rage 2 and Doom throughout the playthrough, but if I'm honest, Doom still reigns supreme in the midst of the new Rage sequel. Don't get me wrong, the weapons in Rage 2 are meaty, they pack a punch and truly pull you into the action. The abilities Walker utilizes throughout the game make you feel like a god, and the combinations you can implement between them are smooth and satisfying when you connect them just right. What I think that is ultimately missing from Rage 2 is those classic Doom takedown and execution animations. Maybe the crew of developers didn't want to go too far into the gore, I honestly doubt it, but I think this was a miss by the team. Think of the multitude of satisfying takedowns or executions that could have been implemented, but again, the team would have had to mock up more animations for each faction enemy and ensure that they were properly animated throughout the game. That would have been a lot more work added to their palette of tasks already, but I think it would have been well worth it given how short the story was. But besides that, I think the team nailed it with the gunplay and abilities and how they sync up to one another. Whether it's utilizing the Vortex ability to extract the enemies from the ground to the air and then comboing that with Shatter to pummel the same enemies mid-air, or even using the same Vortex to launch yourself in the air and then triggering Slam higher up to bring a devastation of pain from above. Whatever the combination, Rage 2 is a hell of a lot of fun. The combat definitely forces you to get up front and into the action, rewarding those who go on an overall rampage with sustained health from enemies and longer durations of overdrive. Overdrive is essentially the kill switch you trigger for Walker to allow your weapons to fire faster, hit harder, and recharge your abilities at a faster pace. Again, a carnival of carnage within an unforgiving world. But battling it out in an unforgiving world would be nothing without competent AI within a PvE game such as Rage 2. Once you get all of the abilities unlocked, the enemies definitely get easier and easier as you become more competent in utilizing Walker to their full potential. But it's the quirks and gimmicks of how the AI react to the movement that makes the game challenging and hilarious at times. Goon Squad members will actually catch your grenades and throw them back at you, some enemies will pull off some impressive ducking and dodging of your wing stick, and just the random moments of an enemy's reaction when they grab your vortex with their hand and start defying gravity and get boosted up in the air. Or when a mutant just goes up to your grenade showing its curiosity as it picks it up before it going boom. Elements of gameplay like this just add to the fun of Rage 2. And the game just keeps going with its neurotic humor and so bad you can't help but laugh puns within the story. I mean, come on, who the hell needs a whole head for a DNA sample and then makes a pun like this when they bring it in?
I hope it's important.
Here it is, DNA sample. I guess this will put us ahead of the competition.
Rage 2 of course does, but I love it. But again, even with these 5 amazing attributes of the game, the story is short and there's really nothing to draw you in. Yes, we didn't come to the game for the story, but it would have been a more engaging touch to the entire experience. So like I said, if story is what drives you, then this is probably not the game for you. As I stated earlier, I know that PS4 players also experienced some bugs at the launch of the game, but I have to speak from my own experience. And through that experience, I never had one issue with crashes, a game mechanic not working properly, or frame tearing of any kind. My experience was nothing but stellar and a crap ton of fun. So those who are quick to rush could probably finish the story in a matter of 10 hours or so. To unlock everything, it may be about 20 to 30 hours of game time. So depending on what type of gamer you are and what you like to experience within a game will depend on how much fun you will have within Rage 2. Keep in mind though, as with most games in this day and age, Rage 2 is a live service game and the developers have already released their scheduled roadmap through the end of the year. There will be Wasteland challenges every month to keep players engaged in the Wasteland, one of which was already completed where the community was able to acquire a new pistol weapon skin, and the next has already started that will go on through the end of May. For those who already own the game, be sure you link or create a Bethesda account within game so you can acquire the rewards that come with these community events. June and July will bring us 2 new vehicles and 2 new world events, and the first paid expansion releases in the month of August of this year, with the second coming sometime in fall. Both encompass an extension of the story, weapons, more abilities for us to utilize, vehicles, and new areas to explore. As we get closer to these timeframes, we'll see if these said expansions are worth the additional cost. Overall though, if you're into meaty guns, unique combat, and overall a hell of a good time, then Rage 2 just might be for you. But if you're on the other end, you might want to wait for the sale before snagging Rage 2. But once you jump in, take your time with the story and seek to unlock your guns and abilities, as this makes the ending story missions quite more satisfying than using just your basic weapons. Having all of your abilities and guns provides you with more options on how you can take down your enemy. And that's it, gamers. There's my top 5 things I love about Rage 2 / review of the launch content. If you played Rage 2 already, let me know your top 5 favorite things about the game in the comments below, or 5 changes you want to the game. Stay tuned for more videos on Rage 2 and be prepared for a multitude of content as we move into a busier summer months of the gaming industry. If you enjoyed my review and want more, be sure to hit that like button and tap fire subscribe for more gaming content. But until next time, gamers, this is Sir Mav, signing off.